Well, welcome back, everyone. It's Tuesday. Time to put the smart hat on for the last time. Is this true?
For the summer.
You're taking off for the summer?
I'm taking off for the summer.
I guess we're in the wrong business here at Look TV. We should be at Cold & Company. Is that right?
Well, you know, we'll still be working at Cold & Company.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you are. You work all the time, don't you?
24/7.
That's what I thought. Oh, God, are you going to get on? All right, well, that
Always
reminds
on
me.
monitoring.
Yeah,
Always
that's
on
right.
monitoring.
Part of preventive maintenance.
That's
Right,
it.
That's good. I like that. So at any rate, Jerry is taking the summer off. So we thought that today we would, let's review all of the things that we covered. Now, before we went on air today, I looked at it and I know that the primary one for you was, it broke out into three things. We're going to hit the first one
Right.
first. Back up.
You got it.
Okay, I know you.
So well, yes.
Yes.
You know, we've talked about it just about every week. You know, without backup, you run a wide number of risks. You know, 70% of small businesses with a major data breach go out of business within a year. You don't want to be on the high side of those odds.
Yes.
Data backup is critical to the health of your business, and it's also part of a layered security plan. So you got to make sure that you're backing up your files in the right way.
Right, and that's, you know, again, that's the kind of thing that you don't think about. Second thing, security.
Security is huge.
Right.
Hackers and malware, they're just getting so much more virulent and pervasive that you have to take precautions. 2 weeks ago, police department up in New Hampshire got a version of CryptoLocker. It's a new version, much the same, but probably a little nastier. Shut them down, shut their computers down for 2 or 3 days.
Can you imagine, Jerry, being in a police department and going down for 2 or 3 days? Donut sales probably rose. I know it's a cliche,
Yeah.
so nobody get angry out there, but couldn't pass that one up, right?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a Krispy Kreme in Durham, but
That's right. Part of the security thing, hacking, which is what you're kind of alluding to with this, right?
Right.
Okay.
You know, hacking and viruses are two of your big concerns. Viruses do not open attachments that you are not sure of. That is probably the most important thing for your first line of defense, because if you don't open it, it can't get into your system.
Right.
As we've talked about, having firewalls, having email filtering, proper security, make sure your backups are being done regularly, and update all of your antivirus and your other software to make sure that everything is as up to date as possible. Is it going to prevent it 100%? You can't.
You can't.
But
right.
you want to be smart and you want to take the precautions as best you can.
Sure. Now, before we move on to the last one, I do want to, because before we went on air today, I asked Jerry and I said, you know, why do people get involved with hacking and, populating viruses? And you said something I would have never thought of. It's a growing business.
It is a growing business. People make a lot of money hacking or viruses. The CryptoLocker guys, from roughly October of 2013 until a combined governmental effort shut down one of the groups, they estimate over $100 million in ransom was paid out. That's a nice business if you're in it. I mean, in terms of a dollar and cents kind of thing.
Right.
Viruses and hacking and data theft are, either from an industrial espionage point of view or just the fact that, they've now figured out a way to monetize, sending out viruses and, and holding your data for ransom. We're so dependent on our data that, without it, your business is dead
Well,
in the
like you were
water.
saying before, 70% of small businesses that get it, something goes wrong to this degree, they go out of business.
Yeah, without proper backups.
And
And
the other
everything.
thing, I mean, you just said it in passing in a sentence, but the way they make this money, of course, is ransom.
Yes.
That's amazing to
Yeah.
me, right? You want your data back, you have to pay these people
Right.
to get it. And, of course, it gets much more sophisticated. I get emails from people I know, and the emails are not from those people.
Right. That's why you have to be very careful about what you do. Email, if your system does get does get hijacked, and it's sending out emails to everyone in your contact list. It says, "Oh yeah, I got an email from Jesse. Let me see what he says."
Yeah, sure.
And it could just be opening up something that you really don't want.
want.
It's a real Pandora's box.
Sure.
So you got to be really careful. UPS, FedEx. Email addresses that are actually spoof email addresses are another popular one. This CryptoWall one, they're using emails from Dropbox. You have a message from Dropbox. It's a trusted name, so they're using that. It's become very, very sophisticated.
Well, in our business especially, we use Dropbox all the time because we're transferring heavy, large video files around. And it just, okay, one last thing before I sort of wrap up something I've been thinking about for months. Equipment. Not all equipment is created equal.
No, if you go back to a few weeks ago when we talked about the difference between business class and commercial grade, consumer grade equipment, there's a big difference. When you're buying equipment, you want to make sure that you're getting the stuff that is right for your business and for your mission, the correct software that it's going to grow with you. And one thing that a lot of people don't take into consideration is warranties. On the business class machines, we're always getting our customers the next business day, or in certain cases you can get even faster response. Means you have a problem, you have a representative, a technician from the manufacturer who can come out within the next business day and get that machine back up and running if it's a hardware failure.
So don't get your equipment from Computers Are Cheap here.
The end result is probably it's going to be more expensive in the long run.
That's right. I always love the phrase, cheap is expensive.
Yes.
Don't you love that?
Or the other side is you get what you pay for.
Yeah, that's right. Or don't get what you don't pay for.
Yeah, exactly.
I've learned so much from you in the past couple of months. I just really want to thank you. And also, I've worked with Jerry at Colden Company, and I can tell you how thorough they are. They really partner with you. I know it sounds cliche, but you really do. You come in and really try to figure out what's going on. But you want to know what the bottom line is for me in all of these conversations is that people tend to use your services when there's an emergency, instead of recognizing in many ways it's preventive medicine for your business.
Exactly. And one of the analogies that we were talking about earlier is, as you're skidding on the ice in your car, that's the wrong time to put your seatbelt on.
Yes, right.
You want to put it on ahead of time. And having preventive care on your network and your data protection is the same way. When you have a problem, it can be a big problem. And big problems are costly from a repair standpoint as well as downtime. Downtime has a real significant cost.
Sure, the kind of thing that people don't really think about, but those lost hours are lost business.
Exactly.
Right, and it's expensive.
It is. If you think that you have an office of 10 people sitting around really not being able to do their jobs until somebody comes and fixes the server, well, how much lost revenue is there and how much lost productivity? So these are the kinds of things that we want to work with you to make sure that you don't have.
Right.
Mitigate all the nasty stuff.
I can't emphasize this enough. We learned so much by just taking the precaution of having our plans reviewed, of looking at the equipment we were using, looking at the security we had, and just the whole sense of that just positions you for growth, which any business owner will tell you. So look, this is what we're going to do. Well, you're doing triathlons this summer, are you? Is that why you can't do these?
Yeah, I'll be busy training for this.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. We're going to keep Jerry. We have a brand new website, as some of you know. We're going to leave the links to Jerry up there. Please ask questions. And he may not be here over the summer. We'll see you in the fall. But we'd like that dialogue to continue because I can't, again, emphasize enough how important it is just to be preventive.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from the viewers, get their questions, see what their issues are, and maybe start a dialogue and see how we might be able to help you out.
Okay, he's fun to talk to also. You're fun to talk to.
I really enjoyed the past couple of months.
Fantastic. Okay, see this interview again. If you have any questions for Jerry, head to our new website, looktvonline.com.